we are exchanging views and absorbing them. If somebody has got a point where there was no clarity, I see one hand there, where there is no clarity and you need clarity, or where you totally do not agree with the view expressed by the presenter, but you have a different view, very candidly, put it across. Once again, I was told not to open this up, but I thought it would not be fair to you and to him. Kindly keep it as short as possible. KISS, right? Keep it short and simple. There is the first hand that I saw. Where is the microphone? One second.
Yeah, my name is Arnold Akunda, and my concern is about tourism. Tourism sector is a bit left behind. There are people, we are seeing our counterparts going in different countries, I think blooding their countries on these, big football teams, which call for investors. Maybe in a country like Uganda, we have a wide tourism sector, which I think if tourists come this side, we can at least get some investors who can maybe invest in different sectors, hence uplifting our economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
I've not heard about aggregate demand acceleration. We are talking about more of increasing supply, but no model is showing increase in consumerism or consumer behavior. So I would like to be guided. How do we uplift a peasant to consume when we acknowledge that the rate of interest is high, the cost of living is high, despite the fact that the interest rate is low? So we need a model that appreciates that whatever we get, be it PDA, be it industrialization, stays in the pocket of the peasant, so that peasant is able to transform him or herself.
Thank you. There's a lady I saw on this side. Is that a lady? With your hand up. You are a man. I saw a lady somewhere. Well, the ladies will come up. I think, Doctor, some of these are not questions. You may not respond. But for me, I believe that the more ideas we get from the audience.
They are graduated, and the jobs here, the minimum wage of this country has not been updated from 1984. And as we can compare to our immediate neighbors, Kenya improved on their minimum wage last year, 2024, on 1st May, and it increased to 6%. So what I want us to have here taken care of is the factor of the minimum wage, because people are okay to go and clean toilets abroad and they earn 1.5 million because they can't be in offices or any other job sector in Uganda where
the point is taken. Minimum wage.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairperson. I need to talk a little bit about the PDM, which is one of the OWC and General Sales program, which was a challenge here, and we appreciate the challenge. We appreciate the challenge of the PDM. We are from General Sales office, so maybe it's wise we answer it. The issue of PDM is not yet well evaluated by most people. So it's understandable when they get it from the concept level. But the evaluations have been done. And if I showed you pictures of how very many people have changed their lives all over the country, you would be surprised. Of course, there's a cost to it. There have been people who have drunk the money. There have been people who have married wives with the money. There have been people who have done wrong things. But I think this is the cost of the country. Like when we said we needed to give the women 1+ at the beginning when NRM came, they were laughing at women.
1.5 points.
1.5. But now you look at the women. They have caught up. That's the cost society pays for abandoning people. So in this case of PDM, we did calculate for a 40% loss. It may not have been stated clearly, but we did calculate. And I think we have done much better than that 40% loss. Because a lot of the people down there needed just a little bit to change themselves. And if you notice now, the latest data has indicated that we have gone down from 38% to 18%. And this is because the poverty levels, if you understand them in the country, were 2. The very, very poor people, by the way, are school children, old people, and those who are sacked from jobs which are... So that category did not qualify for PDM, and that's the category lost. But PDM was for those who had a little bit of facility, who just needed a little bit of prodding to make a change. That will take some time to explain, but that is really what happened. So I wanted to say that PDM, as far as was concerned, has had its success and it's growing. In any case, that is the tax money they were paying, which was going to IDO to decide as a PS. So we said, you decide there as Mwalimu in the village, and it is your money, you pay tax. So if you lose it, so that's the justification. Now, you did talk also a little bit about jobless growth. I think if you teach the people the wrong syllabus, they can't get a job. And I think that's where the issue has been, and there's been a recent education review to see this, because the data is very clear. We have been having 480,000 people doing what they call cognitive education, graduating every year. But these people who are hands-on, what you call psychomotor, we graduate about 60,000 of them from 1,600 technical schools in the country, both private and government. All of them have jobs. So we just need to fine-tune and change that. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that while you have explained some of these things, when you come to the application from the local situation, I think the other countries like Taiwan you are quoting, the situations don't apply. Because basically, even in their country like China and so on, the East Asia, there was a division between high-intensive industries and high capital-intensive industries and high labor-intensive industries. In China itself, Shanghai is high capital-intensive, Guangzhou is high labor-intensive. And when you look at it, the country which the British brought out from nothing was high labor-intensive. And it changed over time. So you have to accept these realities so that we are very clear. For instance, I can tell you, we have...
I hope you're not making a long presentation.
Last one. We have capacity to gin 1 million bales of cotton. But last year we ginned less than 100,000 bales of cotton. A lot of equipment, no raw material inputs. So if these things are not balanced, you just can't come and put in factories of high caliber without associating with supply lines and raw materials. So there's a lot more to consider. And that's why PDM is also considering that factor. Thank you very much.
Sorry, the issue of supply side constraints as an impediment to sustainable value addition and industrialization. I'm sure that it's been picked. We are concluding. Yes, Musevenomics. No, after him, yes, you'll be the last.
Thank you, Uganda Development Forum, for this very important national dialogue. I wish to lead the other one I want most. But it is really a very good semblance of it. I am speaking for National Planning Authority on behalf of the board and management. I really want to appreciate Uganda Development Forum for this high-level engagement, brainstorm at a time when we are launching in the next 2 weeks the NDP4. You've really done a very good job, and I want to inform you that we have decided as National Planning Authority, in the line with the presidential directive of the 10-fold growth strategy, and aware that 2040 was our vision, we are now going to do a long-term plan beyond the 5-year plan, so that by 2040 we are catching up. And I find this presentation is very useful in terms of what we need as a country. Since NDP4 has been discussed many times at NPA, I want really to appreciate you for agreeing. We now have a planning framework. We started from the stabilization, the recovery. That was, coming from a crisis. But we have since become realistic enough to go into this medium-term and long-term framework. And I want to thank PDM Secretariat, my honorable colleague Galawuzi, when he gave us an example of Western Europe post-World War depression. They used a Marshall Plan. It was a big push. The concentration camps were turned into what we are now calling cities. It was intentional, it was big push, and it was big resources which were voted for that. And it's possible, some of us proposed it in the northern Uganda and south, but people were very sentimental. They just wanted to remain with customary land. Right now, northern Uganda would be the best investment decision if we are chosen to have a big leap, borrowing from the big push model. And Dr. Prof, it is good to have the big push. Yesterday somebody made the case for nucleus model, the Kachira, the Lugazi model, the Kalangala model, where you have outgrowers working with nucleus, and where you have everything perfect with all the pillars you would want, rather, right from the agro inputs, the nucleus inputs, the machinery, markets, but there is this group which government is intentional to target, the ones which are outside the money economy. So I don't think we can dismiss the PDM completely. What we need to talk about, how do we make sure the other 6 pillars are simultaneously being implemented?
Thank you so much.
We can also not speak against the externalization of labor. Our neighbors in Rwanda, we talk about indigenous companies and banks in Ethiopia because of diaspora remittances. What we should be condemning is sending house girls. We should be sending engineers. We should be using what the Philippines do, send technicians, so that it's not only it's actually a brain game. It's a brain game if they go out there and acquire more technology, get more exposure, and they come back with remittances.
Thank you very much.
I just want to end as NPA by proposing to UDF the possible topics which I think could be for the next presentation. Yesterday, I raised the issue of energy, and today Andrew Mwenda helped me whose father.
Can you list them?
One of them is
energy.
The energy.
One.
It is not
Number
true.
2.
It is not true that we have too much power. The power we have is not sufficient if all the industrial parts, the iron and steel are done. That's one. What we need is that when we generate, can we also have a simultaneous plan to distribute it and it's used. The other topic I think we should discuss without missing words is the debt stress. Because a big percent of our budget is debt servicing. We must be realistic to discuss the issue.
You don't have to talk to each and every point, sir, because people here do understand.
So on behalf of NPA, we are willing to take a lot of these presentations, and we have topics we think we can discuss in the next development forum.